Welcome to the Radiance podcast. My name is Irene and I'm your host. So, into the waters we go. This share is inspired in the water element. And I work a lot with the medicine wheel, the Native American medicine wheel. But the medicine wheel is an archetype, it's a model that is used in many different shamanic and indigenous cultures. So there's medicine wheel in the Mayan tradition, in the Aztec tradition, in the Lakota tradition, even in the Taoist tradition. The medicine wheel, I love it because it really transcends many different cultures. And if you see it, it's a circle. And the circle represents the self, the archetype of the self. It's the unified experience of all your parts, of all creation, of all existence. And so in the medicine wheel, there's a representation of the four directions, the east, the west, the north, the south. With each of them, there's a connection of the elements, of the seasons. And then in the center is grace, is a divine spark, which is us because we are divine beings. So we are at the center. Our sacred hearts is at the center. But from the center, there's different pieces that are manifested. And one of these archetypes is the water element. And the water element is the element of the heart, is the element of tenderness, of love, of compassion, of softness, of fluidity, of flowing with the emotions. It's the realm of the emotions. It's the realm, like you can see it as the ocean or a river or waterfall. So it's movement, but also there's depth. So it can also be the realm of the unconscious, bringing into the surface all the treasures and all the things that we don't want to see. And a lot of that is connected to our emotions. We have been programmed that there are good emotions and there's bad emotions, but actually emotions are just energy. And like all energy, it has a frequency and it has a rhythm. It has an amplitude. And depending on this pattern, it creates a certain movement. So each emotion has a movement. And if we allow the emotions to move completely, they transform. And what do they transform to? They transform into joy, into pleasure, into love, into wisdom. So coming into this share with the inspiration of the water element, which has to do a lot with vulnerability, opening up. And so I'm coming to you today with this vulnerable share of heartbreak and heartache, because I just recently broke up with my partner, with a beautiful man that we had an incredible journey together of cosmic love, of mystic union, of sacred sexuality. He was like embodying a lot of the things that I was calling in a partner. So I was very hopeful and illusioned. But that illusion dissolved, and there was then disillusion and disappointment and heartbreak and grief and a lot of sadness and frustration, a lot of frustration because there was a lot of good elements in the partnership, but there were some that were non-negotiables for me in a relationship. So this is a thing, like in relationships, we always have to be very truthful within ourselves, what we are able to tolerate and what we're not going to tolerate. So our non-negotiables, right? So I was trying to practice my tolerance until my body started to talk, because I wasn't honoring my non-negotiables. And how did my body start to talk? My body started to talk with breast lumps. And in Chinese medicine, the breasts are related to the liver and to liver qi stagnation, qi stagnation, qi stagnation. When there is stagnation of qi is energy, there is stagnation of emotion. And liver is the organ related to frustration and to anger. So I had to be very honest with myself that I was feeling very frustrated and angry and stuck because I was not receiving what I know that I'm worthy of in a relationship. And I wasn't honoring my limits and my value and my dignity because of the attachment to the dream that we were hoping to create, to the illusion of the relationship, to the dream of the relationship. So yeah, it's relationships, they bring a lot and they bring a lot of teaching. I truly believe that it is through relationship that we learn the most and that we grow the most. We are relational beings. We cannot do life alone. So that being said, like going through this is very, very fresh in my heart, but I know that this is part of the cycles of life, of death and rebirth. I am also recording this right before spring equinox and eclipse season. So it feels very aligned of source spirit, taking away the things that are not in coherence in my life and trusting that this is for the best for myself and for him, and to take the love, to take everything that we experienced in gratitude, in love, and treasuring the gifts, the journey, and letting go, surrendering, trusting, and letting go, which is hard because we attach. We are creatures of habit. We attach to people, we attach to experiences, we attach to dreams. But this is part of the human experience. We have to learn when it is time to close a cycle. I believe that the beginning of a cycle and the closing of a cycle are very, very important. They have the same weight. We have to learn how to start something new with that reverence and hopeful outlook, and then also to surrender when the time has come to close the cycle. And that's a practice. But it can be done. And I can tell you that not all breakups have to be tragic or dramatic or end up in hurt and resentment to the other people, to the other person. We can really, really end relationships in an amicable way, in a conscious way, where we give thanks to each other for everything that we've received in reciprocity, and step away with the love that we have grown into. Because there's always, if in all relationships, especially when you're intimate, you are sharing your divine spark. You're sharing karma to start. You're sharing karma. So this is why you have to be careful what type of people you sleep with, what type of people you have intimacy with, because you're taking on their energy, you're taking on their karma, but you're also taking on their divine spark and their love. So it's not all bad, right? It's great. It's great. It's great being in relationship. It's great having these experiences. It's heartbreaking when they end, but to know that with each person that you do come in this intimate way through love and respect, you grow in love. Your heart grows. And this is something beautiful because then you take that with you forever. And so you keep growing the more you allow yourself to open up, to surrender, to open up your heart, to release the defenses. So we break up and then we do it all over again. with someone else. And until how many cycles that takes, some people are really, really made to have long-term relationships, and some people have short-term relationships, but that doesn't define the quality of the relationship also. Like a short-term relationship also can be an incredible experience, and it can have a lot of value than other long-term relationships that are not so conscious, So it doesn't, the time doesn't determine the love that is cultivated. And I'm saying that because this relationship only lasted a year and a half, which is short for my expectations. I was hoping that this would be a long-term relationship. Like I was really, really betting growing old with this person. And that's not going to happen. I mean, who knows? Life is mysterious. But for now, that's not going to happen. And so I was pondering, would you consider this a successful relationship, even though it was so short? And I am going to say that absolutely yes, because we grew in love. We grew in wisdom. We are better people because we spend that time together. We are both very, very grateful for having this relationship and spending that time together and all the experience and all the memories we created together. And I will always, always, always see this person with a lot of love and respect and gratitude. So there we go. Into the waters we go. A little vulnerable share. I hope that your heart is open. I hope that you keep your heart open for all the experiences that life brings you. And that if you feel that you're hardening because of life experiences and you feel jaded, that you find a way to soften again, because that's what life is for. It's for loving ourselves, for loving others. And that doesn't mean not to have boundaries, but to really, really see where you are in your heart and always find ways to keep your heart open. And I'm here for anyone that needs support in that. Sending you lots of love. I would love to know what landed for you with this share, what inspired you, what you resonated with, what you did not resonate with. I want to have an open conversation with you with these shares, and hopefully hear from you. Sending you lots of love, many blessings. Ciao for now.